Okay, go. Oh, hi. All right. Hey, we are live. Surprisingly. What's up? We were running a couple minutes late to get this thing started. Technical difficulties on my end. So sorry to make some of you guys wait. Welcome to the SI Fantasy Dirt podcast for week 15. Lindsay, Rhodes, and Michael Fabiano here to answer your start sit questions. Let's get those lineups locked so that you can advance past the first round of the fantasy football playoffs. You ready, Fabs?
I am ready. I've got some difficult decisions to make, so I can only imagine that the dirtbags out there have some difficult decisions to make as well. And many of them come at running back. And I'm sure we are going to have a lot of questions about that position today.
Yeah. First, let's get you caught up on the injury news that you need to know. I think the most important thing, Fabs, is at running back, and that's Breece Hall and Tony Pollard, who are active.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pollard is a go for me. Remember, I had said that there was a week or two earlier in the season where he didn't practice for a lot of the week and then played. And he's got the Bengals, and he's really close to rushing for 1,000 yards. So I'm fine with him. I love the matchup for Breece Hall, but listen, I mean, it's the same thing with Bucky Irving, who we're not going to know about until later because that's a 425 game on the East Coast at least. I don't know what the workload's going to look like. I have him in my top 24, so he's a running back 2. But if you have alternatives, like say Zach Charbonnet, who's going to start again because Ian Rappaport is saying that Ken Walker won't play tonight, then I would not have a problem benching Breece Hall. But a lot of people are going to have to play him. Keep your fingers crossed that that knee is good to go and the matchup's right. So I guess you could do worse. But I mean, am I starting Breece Hall with as much confidence as I should be?
No. Nope. No. And I mean, honestly, like Breece Hall's been like all over the map, anyway, because the offense.
Yep.
And we're at a weird time of the year, and we've talked about that on the Fantasy Dirt podcast this week. This is the time of year where a lot of teams start moving towards, okay, let's rest our starters. Let's make sure that they're healthy for next season. I'm shocked that Breece Hall is playing for that reason. They're totally out. There's no reason for him to be on the field. I find this very perplexing. There's no confidence that I have with regards to Breece Hall. So if I have a better option or if I have a good option, then I'm playing that person over Breece Hall. I'm playing Breece Hall if I'm like, I don't necessarily feel good playing this guy. Then I'll put Breece Hall in because the upside seems to be higher. In terms of the other positions, George Pickens, we already knew was going to be inactive, but that's one that people might be pivoting off of and having to figure out, somewhere lower on their depth chart, playing somebody. Cedric Tillman, inactive. We are getting Josh Downs back. Ladd McConkey, questionable against the Bucs in the afternoon window. Chargers have said that they're optimistic that he can go based on the practice. His practice status this week. I'm expecting that he will go. How confident
just have a backup.
Are you expecting? Him for
just have a backup purposes. Plan. Like I have Laddie Daddy in one of my leagues, and I currently have Cade Otton in there. So if McConkey is out, I'll play Otton at a flex. And if not, then I'll put Laddie Daddy in there. Joshua Palmer is obviously another pivot too if McConkey can't go, because it is a good matchup against Tampa.
All right. You guys know the tight ends, no like late shockers or anything. Obviously, David Njoku, you're being forced to put on the sideline. And Evan Ingram also was placed on injured reserve. So let's get to the questions that we have here. Want to be as specific as possible here. So let's start with the Q&A. Joe, hello. Welcome to the stream. PPR question here. We're looking to maybe stack Waddle with Tua or start Neighbors or Judy over him. What would you do?
So I'm not starting Waddle over Neighbors or Judy. Let's put it that way. For me, and I do like Waddle today. I'm not, and he hasn't really been great for a lot of the season, but he started to get hot recently. My first instinct is to play Neighbors and Tua. And by the way, Harrison Butker is going to go today. I know a lot of people may have had Matthew Wright in their lineups, but Butker is going to be.
That's active, a good point.
So make sure that
people did go
he
get
may
him.
be available on the waiver wire. So Joe, for your question, Tua and Neighbors for me.
Yes, I don't feel like I need to stack in this particular format, right?
So if it's Tyreek, then okay, well then Tyreek in that mix, maybe it's a question, but not Waddle.
Yeah, even though I just want to play the best player in this format. Thierry Diaz started Cup on Thursday. Womp womp. Thank you for that context, by the way. That's context that if you guys are looking for, if you also started Cup Give us that context because it helps determine like what you need. You need a ceiling performance out of the person that you're picking here. So need to sit one, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Breece Hall, non-PPR. So we're looking at standard here, Fabs.
Yeah, I mean, and typically, if all things were equal, I'd play Breece Hall, but not here because you have two healthy players. There's no concern about somebody re-aggravating a knee injury and not playing or splitting the workload with Braylon out. And maybe even Isaiah Davis. Remember what the case was when Breece Hall last played. He had, I think, 12 carries for 60 yards and didn't catch a pass. And Isaiah Davis scored the touchdown. So I'm going Garrett and Drake London. I'm playing it safe here.
Well, as safe as you can possibly, that's not a word I would use to describe anything in the Falcons pass catching orbit these days, but okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart call. Let's go to the next one. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you joining us on X. People are also joining us on YouTube. They're joining us on Facebook. We'll get to the next question now, Doug, if you can please go ahead. I do see one in the chat. I will go ahead. Thomas, would you trust Marvin Harrison Jr. or stay with Adam Thielen? Oh, God. I think I'd go with Thielen.
This one is close. And if I'm looking off screen, I apologize because I'm looking at my rankings. So I have the correct information because I can't remember them off the top of my head. I like Harrison Jr.'s matchup. And I do think Thielen's a very good play and it's very close. I would go with Harrison Jr. I liked the Patriots have not been good against the perimeter. So
yeah, but when has that mattered for Harrison? Like Harrison has so consistently underperformed games where we thought he had good matchups. Like it doesn't feel like it's relevant.
It's a close call. It's a close call.
I think I feel more comfortable with Adam Thielen, which is a sentence I cannot believe that I'm saying in the first round of the fantasy football playoffs based on where we took Marvin Harrison Jr.
The Cowboys also just lost Diggs too for the year. So, I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse for the Cowboys. So that's good. But in this case, for me, I'm going to Harrison Jr. It is a coin toss.
All right. Michael Delgado, we're looking for 3 of these Fabs. We've got CD Lamb, we've got JSN, we've got T Higgins, or we've got Laddie Daddy.
Yeah, the daddy's out on this one. I'm playing CD against Carolina. JSN has been great for the better part of the last month plus. And I know Higgins didn't have a good game last week, but I'm still going to play him. I know could be some weather there in that game, but just because I don't know for sure that Laddie's playing, I don't want to mess around and then have him inactive and have to play Josh Palmer, in which case I'd rather play Higgins anyway. So go with T. Yeah,
these are good enough options. You're not okay, again, you're not adding Marvin Harrison Jr. or Adam Thielen in this mix and then going, I don't know, it feels so borderline. Maybe I want Ladd McConkey. You're looking at 3 of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So whether or not there's some inconsistency every once in a while, I think you have to trust the talent in that case. I would go with the ones that you said also. Joe, PPR, need a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex between these guys. We're looking at Rashad White, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Malik Neighbors, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, and Neighbors. So we're looking for 3 of those. Running back, wide receiver, flex.
I can't play the Bucs running backs. I'm playing Taylor. I know the carries are going to go to him. Denver's not as good against the run, and Denver's defense a little bit banged up. So JT, I'm starting Neighbors and I'm starting Jeudy. Okay.
So Jeudy is winning out over all of these guys in terms of that flex spot, which is up for grabs.
You have better options than an absolute coin toss in Tampa Bay's backfield. I have no idea who's going to lead that backfield in touches. I don't know if Irving's going to get hurt again. He didn't practice all week. I don't want to mess with that. And Bucky may come out and have a great game, but the matchup's not great either.
Right. So and it has been so good for the last few weeks, right? That's one of I'm saying when we've seen him go crazy, it's been in really plus matchup situations. Not to say that he can't have a good outing for us in a whatever matchup, but that's not what this is. I totally agree with your assessment about the running back and wide receiver in particular. Let's get to the next one. Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate you being with us.
Jen, what's up, Jen?
Full point PPR, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, or Isaiah Pacheco. Bonus at 100 rushing and 125 receiving. Love that context.
Yeah, I don't know if Pacheco's going to rush for 100. I don't know if Evans or Flowers is going over 125. I'm going with the wide receivers, though. I'm going Evans and Flowers.
I'm going Evans as well. But you're only looking for one, Fab. So which one?
Okay. Yeah, it's Evans. Yep.
Me too. Michael, Laporta, or
What's
Jonnu?
up, buddy? He's back. Laporta's been better lately. I'm going to go with Jonnu, though. It's close. I'm going to go with the guy who's been more consistent over the second half of the season, and that's been Jonnu.
Yeah, Laporta has been so inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, he's been better lately because of the touchdowns. But Jonnu, I mean, thank God for overtime. I mean, last week, but still, he had almost 14 points. So,
dude, 0 in regulation and then 13 and a half in overtime. Yeah. What in the world? Jesse, Evans, Thielen, Thomas Jr., or DJ Moore, full point PPR. I'm going to guess that's DJ and not David.
Yeah. So it's Evans, but DJ Moore is got a really good matchup too. I like that matchup tomorrow night, but I'm going Mike Evans.
I think I would do that as well. I'm playing DJ Moore in one and done. I think I picked DJ Moore, right? But I did that because I was pretty much out of options, and I feel very, very concerned about that choice. I don't think you could feel confident about that Chicago Bears offense. I wouldn't play those guys on purpose if I had good options.
Yeah,
regardless.
I'm surprised Jesse's loaded. I mean, maybe this is like a guillotine type of league because all four of those
just
are
a really good drafter.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Yeah, I mean, all four are very, very startable options today.
Yeah, I mean, think about like from a draft standpoint, you could get those guys in various stages of the draft.
Yeah. I mean, Thielen was probably a waiver wire ad. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but the fact that we're down to only one of those, like meaning that he's already picked a couple of other people.
Right.
In this position group. All right. Thank you very much, Jesse. Appreciate you. Let's go to Carl now from YouTube. It's playoff time. Full point PPR. RB2. That's what we're looking for here. Is it Pacheco? Is it Breece Hall? Or is it Tyrone Tracy, Fabs? And then we'll get to the wide receivers.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It's between Hall and Pacheco. I am not in love with Pacheco. I'm going to go Hall here. Listen, I'll say this. If you feel, because Tracy's matchup is bad and I'm worried about
Ravens.
The Giants are like 16-point underdogs at home, and they have planes flying over the stadium again, making fun of the owner. That's how bad it is. They go with bags over their heads.
Okay.
To me, it's between Hall and Pacheco. I like the matchup for Hall better. I know there's risk
in this situation,
but Pacheco has done nothing in the first 2 weeks back since he's taken, he's taken kind of back the backfield starting job there for the Chiefs. Last week he was the starter, but the points haven't been there. I'd go Hall and cross my fingers.
Yeah. And then this is standard. Maybe wait, go back, please, Doug. We didn't get to the wide receiver part. Go ahead, Fabs.
The flex is Evans. I hope Mike Evans has a good game because we're going a lot of Mike Evans. I like Brian Thomas. He is Mac Jones's first read at a very high percentage, but it's still Mac Jones throwing on the football. I'm going Evans.
Yeah, and Jacoby Myers, I very much like, by the way, and I very much like this matchup.
But what about the quarterback, though? Yeah.
Well, you didn't let me finish my sentence. That's exactly what my concern level is.
We're simpatico, buddy.
Yeah, Jacoby, I wanted to play in one and done this week. That's how good I like his matchup and his role in the offense. But then the whole quarterback situation is just so I'm not comfortable with it. So
it's cringy.
That's not what I would have said. No. Next up, thank you very much. Blaine,
Hey, Blaine,
good morning. Currently have 4 running backs worth starting, but only room to start 3 of them. That's a good problem. However, I actually hate that problem because then I feel like I made the wrong choice if the guy on my bench. Like I almost prefer to just have it be obvious. These are the only 2 that you can consider because everyone else sucks, right? And then if it doesn't get there, you're like, I did my part. So 2 running backs and 1 flex, which 3 are we starting? And I'm assuming we're going to go to the next one and get the list of them. It's Achane, it's Henry. I'll do it. Achane, Henry, Jacobs, and Charbonnet. I'm sure Doug will click on it when he gets a chance.
Wow, Blaine, that's really tough. There's no way I'm not playing Henry against the Giants. I think Jacobs might be the odd man out, and he's been nailed.
Henry. Jacobs.
I'm not saying Achane. Achane's been very, he's been very good this season. I love Jacobs, and they're playing in Seattle tonight. But Charbonnet is. I'm going Charbonnet over Jacobs. Wow, that is tough.
I'm
That is
not.
tough,
I'm.
man.
I'm not sitting Jacobs. There's no chance that I'm sitting Jacobs this week. Why?
I just love Charbonnet. I love me a little Charbonnet. So listen, if you want to start Jacobs, it's fine. It's totally fine. And again, it's your team. Like literally, like get a coin and flip it up, and heads is Jacobs, tail is Charbonnet, and you're gonna win either way. They're both really good plays. They're both really good plays.
That is a very tough one, as you set up for us, Blaine. Real quick before we get to Nevin's question, we skipped one from Gray, who is limping into the playoffs. He needs a second running back. He wants to know if we should start McCormick or Bigsby, or does he pick up McLaughlin? Which the answer is no. So it's McCormick or Bigsby, Sincere or Bigsby. Tank. Good names.
Yeah, I know. I'm going Tank over Sincere. Yeah. That is. I think in the history of in the history of my fantasy football career, never did I think I would say I'd start Tank over Sincere at running back. I just think Sincere. I just don't trust him if I think Bigsby's just a better option. I mean, that's just personal opinion. I think he's a better option, even though Etienne is in the mix. Bigsby got a lot of the carries last week, and it's the Raiders. Their quarterback's going to be Desmond Ridder. It doesn't bode well. But so for the offense overall.
So not to complicate this, but to complicate this, my thing about the Raiders right now is that nothing matters. Like literally nothing matters. And what they did at the end of last year, which is a different situation, Antonio Pierce was coaching to try and get hired, and you could do like look, we're changing the culture here. We're just going to be like gritty. We're going to go out there. We're going to be like a ball control. We're going to take the fight to you. We're going to run the rock, which they did with Samir White. I think that's part of the reason he got the job, was just because of like tone of the way that they approached games. They might try to do that down the stretch with Sincere again this year to try and like just reframe the narrative. I don't think it'll help him with his job, but I could see them running the ball a lot because of the situation that you said with the quarterback. So I might be leaning Sincere in this situation. I'm sorry.
Our bet.
I hate to split it.
Tank against Sincere. That's our bet.
I don't know if I feel strongly enough about it. I'm just trying to. I'll let you know if I want to make a bet about one of these guys, okay? I don't know that I want that to be my bet. I'm just telling you my thought process, and he told you his, and now you can make your own choice. Nevin, hello, finally. Getting to you. Good morning to you. It's a standard league, which means I'm going to turn my brain off and let Fabs answer this one. Should I trust Breece Hall in my flex since Rodgers might pad stats this week? That's an interesting way to look at it. The team is cursed, and he needs to get rid of that curse for them, or go to Sincere, BTJ, Amari Cooper, or Nick Westbrook-Ikhine.
I'm going to stick with Breece. The only real competition would be BTJ, but Sauce Gardner is back. I don't know if that matters because Jets defense hasn't been great. But I'm going to go with Breece Hall and cross my fingers. I'd rather play it safe where I can. I just don't see an option that I'd play over Breece Hall here.
Sauce hasn't been.
Yeah, I know. I
don't know how much I'm scared of Sauce, to be honest with you.
No, but I mean, he's better than what the Jets would throw out there alternatively. So.
Well, for sure. But I'm just saying, if we're moving off of somebody potentially for that reason, and not for nothing, but in terms of numbers, Mac Jones has been better than Trevor Lawrence this year.
Well, maybe last week. I don't know. Fantasy, not so much.
This year. No, I know. I mean, I'm not saying he is a startable asset. I'm talking about what he is doing as the quarterback. You're like, oh, move off of assets, Mac Jones. And I'm just saying Mac Jones is like, in terms of the numbers, hasn't been worse than Trevor Lawrence at all. Also, Baker or Love? I'm starting Mike Evans, if that makes a difference.
Love for me.
Oh, okay.
It's always about Love.
Love, since week 10, in terms of
has not been great.
No. Let me finish my sentence. Since week 10, in terms of EPOA and CPOE, which are the advanced stats that measure completion percentage over expectation, expected points added, he is literally the number one guy, number one quarterback. Isn't that crazy? Because the fantasy hasn't been great. So I think that's because they've been running the ball so much with Josh Jacobs, but he's actually been playing very, very well. It just hasn't translated to fantasy points the way that they've used him in that offense.
Yeah.
Rachel. Okay.
What's
so
up?
We talked to Rachel earlier in the week about this whole Cup situation. She decided to play him in the guillotine. And so now she is definitely playing catch up. So we're looking for a running back and 2 flex. David Montgomery, Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard, Breece Hall, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Addison. I got my 3. Go.
Chuba is your running back, and then your 2 flex are Montgomery and boy, it's between Rico and Terry McLaurin for me for the 3rd. And geez Louise, that one is rough. Because you know what? I can't say to sit David Montgomery. It's not in me because I love David so much. I'd play McLaurin over. I'd play McLaurin over Dottle.
Why would you even consider sitting him against the Bills defense, which gives up?
Because Rico's been white hot and he's got Carolina.
Yeah, I would go David Montgomery. I would go Rico, and then I would go Terry.
You're sitting Chuba Hubbard against the Cowboys. Hell no, that's our bet.
Rico or Chuba?
Well, yeah, I guess that's Rico or Chuba. Yeah, that's our bet. I'm going against the Cowboy. Oh my God. I guess I
can do that.
See, well, I'm unbiased, folks.
That makes sense though, because you make like hate decisions. You know what I mean? You're like,
no, I don't hate
him so much. You're so mad at them that you're like, he can run on them, but Chuba's gonna crush my team because that's what happens, and then I'm sad. That's where you're coming from.
All right, Rico against Chuba, and then Tank against Sincere. That's our 2 so far.
To be honest, I'm not doing Tank or Sincere. To be honest, Rach, you have really good options. So there is that going for you, right? Even Jordan Addison, like pretty much up and down the board, like all of those guys, I think have the potential. Andre, happy Sunday to you as well. We're looking for 1 in a super flex. It's Zach Charbonnet.
CJ Stroud.
Oh, because it's super flex. Okay, I was so confused about the Charbonnet and CJ combination. Okay, Charbonnet, CJ, or Jameis Winston. 6 points per touchdown, PPR.
I mean, typically when you're playing in a super flex league, you want that super flex position to be a quarterback. Yeah, I don't trust CJ Stroud. I don't trust Jameis Winston. In this case, I'm playing Charbonnet.
Okay. Yeah, you have to, based on what you said earlier, who you were willing to play Charbonnet over. I think you're expecting 20 points from Charbonnet plus, and I don't know that I'm getting that from CJ or Winston. So in that scenario, I agree with you. Washington or Eagles defense?
Like both, going Commanders. And then Vikings or Arizona, Vikings against Chicago.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Andre. We appreciate you.
We love seeing your name pop up here every Sunday. Griffin31, morning to you as well. 3 for 3 in playoffs with 2 buys. Good for you.
Nice.
Look at that. 100% playoff rate, 2 buys. You are crushing it. 12-team dynasty, PPR. We're looking for 2 of these guys. Najee, Khalil Shakir, Christian Watson, or Sam Laporta.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't love Najee, but the Steelers really need him today. The matchup's not good, but I'm going to play him and Shakir. I don't like Watson. Romeo Doubs is coming back. And again, Laporta. Shakir is the best play out of that quartet. I love the matchup against the Lions. Not good against the slot.
Same.
And by the way, did you know that the Seahawks tonight are wearing those ugly ass lime neon green?
Those are the best. No, I love those.
I think the Packers are wearing those all whites with the white helmet. It's going to be literally like one of the worst uniform matchups of the season. Those things are awful. Awful.
You are wrong. Those are my favorites. I love the neon green.
I don't want my NFL team to be wearing jerseys that look like antifreeze, but okay.
Okay. I like them. Those are my favorites. Okay, let's get to the next one. Andre is looking for we'll get back to Andre in just a second. We've got Adam here, full point PPR. Hopkins or Jamison?
Is it Javonte or? Yeah,
let's go Jamison and assume that nobody's playing Javonte anymore. I think that's probably a safe bet.
I see. I have to go to the rankings here, folks, because I know that I because I know that I have Hopkins and Jameson pretty close on my list. Jameson.
Okay.
And then you're looking at QB Baker, Richardson, or Nix. Nix, and happy holidays to you also.
Baker, Richardson, or Nix. And who did you choose there?
Nix all day long. Love Nix. Love me some Nix. Why is that even a question? Let me ask. Why is that even a question? Like, Baker's got the Chargers. Richardson has the low floor potential in Denver. I think it's a slam dunk for Nix.
Okay. I think I'd go Baker.
All right, Nix and Baker. That's another one.
Oh my God. All right, we're writing down all of our bets here. We're
Baker.
Fighting.
What was the other one? Oh yeah, Rico
or Charbonnet. Okay, doke. Oh yeah, Chuba.
Okay. Yeah.
All I can.
Andre's
I can't
back.
read my writing. Chuba. Okay. We're looking for upside here because of Jawan Jennings duds. There were all the duds that we're reacting to from Thursday Night Football. PPR. It's Calvin Ridley, DK, or Jacoby.
It's DK. I'm afraid of Jacoby with that quarterback situation. It's DK for me. Silence. Dead air.
I'm trying to figure out upside.
Yeah.
Like, who has the potential to put up the highest point total here?
Mm-hmm.
So Calvin is targeted a lot. He's got the Bengals. He's going to pick up yak yards because that's what you do.
Yep.
You don't think that Ridley? I think Ridley is my choice for upside.
Okay. I guess the thing that is a little concerning to me is that the weather's not supposed to be great there. They're saying that there's, as I look at the forecast, a 90-ish% chance of precipitation.
Yeah.
So so I'd rather go with DK.
Okay. When was the last time DK put up a big number?
Oh, well, maybe it's due. But Ridley's certainly no sure thing either.
No, for sure. I'm just saying I feel like DK has pretty consistently not gotten where I wanted him to get this year. But I do have I have a mental block against the Seattle assets just in general for some reason. So I'll just admit that I have a weird, all right. Adam, we already did this one, so we're going to go to the next one. Shady Grady for the tight end position. Should I start Dalton Kincaid or Stone Smart?
Yeah, Stone Smart. No, I can't tell you to start Stone Smart. I don't even love Kincaid, to be quite honest with you. Matchup's not great. Detroit's really tough against tight ends.
Yeah,
I'd probably still rather go Kincaid, and then in the flex, boy,
Keon
this
Coleman,
is a tough one.
Alan Lazard, Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick had a good game last week. I don't expect him to duplicate it. The matchup says Keon Coleman.
Oh,
Lazard is out for me.
Gosh, darn it. Darn it. That feels gross. For me, it's I don't know.
Tim Patrick feels better?
Well, at least last week we saw it. Keon's been so.
Well, no, the 2 games before Keon got hurt, he actually was good. And then he got hurt and he hadn't played. Again, the matchup for me says Keon Coleman. Do I love it? No. But that's where I'm going to go there.
Okie doke. Trey Weeks joining us on YouTube, looking for one running back, one wide receiver, and a flex for a half-point PPR. Okay. We've got Breece Hall. A lot of Breece Hall questions. This one's throwing us off.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard, Ridley, DTJ, or Metcalf. Man, we're hearing a lot of the same names, different combos.
Yeah, so the running back is Chuba, no question for me. The wide receiver is probably, again, I've got to go to the rankings.
You said DK.
I think I have DK ranked ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. this week. I do. And then the flex, I might go with Breece Hall in the flex. Half point.
Damn it.
A lot of silence from Lindsay. We're getting a lot of questions.
So it's I'm just stuck on Ridley. Ridley is a complicated one for me today for a bunch of different reasons.
No, the matchup is good for him.
The rain is is messing with me because of what we saw on Thursday Night Football. Like rain, I think, is worse than snow for
I like
especially like passing game assets.
the matchup's
But
great.
is
The
it?
matchup's great for Ridley. So it's all about the weather. It's all about the weather there. So and if you don't want to go with Hall because you're afraid, I'd go DK over Ridley, which I had just said in one of the previous questions.
Paul, hello. Sticking with Bucky or go Gus in a 0.5 PPR? I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't
that.
go to Gus. I can't go to Gus. I'm going to stick with Bucky and hope and pray. And I love the picture. Great picture. Big animal lover right here.
I'm going with Bucky as well.
Yep.
Hello, it's gonna be me. Hello to you too. Should I start Kraft or Smart? Kraft.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft, good matchup against Seattle. I like that one.
Chris is with us looking for a fill-in for Walker, like so many of you guys are. Full point PPR. Yep. We're looking for Justice Hill, Jaleel McLaughlin, or Tyler Algier. I would go Algier in this situation.
So the Denver Broncos backfield is like ridiculously impossible to predict, and it's a good matchup for both Javonte and McLaughlin. I don't know who's going to get the ball.
Not a clue.
Hell, Sean Payton may not know who's going to get the ball until they decide who's got the hot hand. So I think Lindsay's right. I'm going to go Algier because they play the Raiders, and that's a great matchup.
Yeah, and he's fairly consistent when given opportunities, and this is a game where I think he could have the opportunity. Thank you very much, Chris. That's a tough one, man. Josh, 0.5 PPR, BTJ or Thielen?
Boy, again, close. I've got Brian Thomas Jr. ranked higher. I've got BTJ ranked higher in this one.
Okay,
but again, very Thielen has gotten hot lately, so I mean, I can see either player being in the lineup. I would probably, I'd go with Brian Thomas Jr. though.
All right. Good morning to you, Chris. Hello to you, Josh. And now we've got Easy Raider 916, Arnold or Herbert.
I'm guessing that's Darnold, and it would be Darnold.
Okay. I was like, am I missing somebody again? Because that's, what I do sometimes. But rather than stop and quietly think, which you've now called me out on, okay.
Twice. Yeah, I'm going Darnold. Listen, I mean, Darnold's enjoy it while you can, because when JJ McCarthy comes back and he's the Vikings quarterback and Darnold's like quarterbacking the Giants, it's gonna go back to being really bad.
He's not gonna quarterback the Giants. He's not gonna.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm just.
You say things maybe just to get me upset. This is your soon-to-be Pro Bowl quarterback, Sam Darnold. You just wait.
Yeah, for that 1 year. Yeah.
Well, this is the year we're in.
Why is your husband texting me during this thing? Tell him to come on the damn live stream.
Okay. You tell him. I'll tell you what, that would go over better coming from you than from me. Go
on the live stream.
Alrighty.
You joker.
Pacheco or Flowers?
Flowers. I'm going Flowers. I might have a blind spot for Pacheco. I'm just afraid that this kind of mid sort of production is going to continue. I mean, Flowers is playing the Giants. Matt just said he's going to go on there.
Oh God. Okay.
So
we'll see if that pops up. There's no way he has any idea how to do that. Hello, Chris. Must win this week, as we all must, right? This one kept you awake last night. I hate that. Brock Bowers or Jonnu Smith, full point PPR.
Yeah, I know the quarterback situation is very, very cringy with the Raiders right now, but I'm sticking with Brock Bowers, and I hope that helps you sleep better tonight, because Brock don't play till tomorrow.
Look, the quarterback situation has not been good all year long, right? Is it worse than it normally is? Okay, but like he's been playing with poor quarterback play all year long, and he's been like the best, tight end in the league. One of the best. One of. Anyway, very good. I would go with Bowers here, because once Miami went off of Jonnu in regulation last week, it's like there was clearly a reason that he all of a sudden became a massive part of the offense, and then he wasn't anymore. So I have no idea what to expect this week. Like Fab said earlier, if we didn't get extra time last week, we're looking at a goose egg out of him. Like absolutely no involvement. So I would go with Bowers. I think you would kick yourself if you had a big game and you had started Jonnu instead. Sleek, hello, full point PPR, DK, Ridley, or Pollard?
Pollard.
Well, okay.
Yep. I like Pollard today.
Even with the last minute injury designation.
Pollard, I mean, no, he put in a limited practice on Friday, and he had done that in the past. So
Okay.
and they're playing the Bengals. So, and if the weather's not good, they're gonna run.
That is a good point. You're totally right. Like all of that conversation that has me very on edge about Ridley benefits Pollard either way. So that's a good call. Vito, hello, Goff or Mahomes? I don't even know why we're asking him a question that has Mahomes and a viable option in it, because he's always going to go against Mahomes.
I'm going Goff over mid-Holmes.
Okie dokie. Matthew, hello. Superflex looking for two of these. Mahomes, Love, Knicks. So it's Knicks. I know he's going to say Knicks.
It's definitely Knicks. And it's between mid-Holmes and Love.
You're killing
And I guess here I'll go mid-Holmes.
You're going Mahomes over Love.
Mid-Holmes, yeah.
Okay. I can't deal with you. Also, should I start D-Hop or Tracy in the flex?
Tracy, I don't love the matchup, but Tracy. He still can catch the balls out of the backfield. What has DeAndre Hopkins done? I mean, he's kind of, his ceiling's been 13 points outside of one game. So I'm not really feeling DeAndre Hopkins much today.
I think I'd go D-Hop.
And then Tracy. Taylor over Flowers in the flex, Ray. Matthew.
Definitely Taylor over Flowers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Nick Rose, need 3 of these: Bijan, Kamara, Charbonnet, James Cook. Half point.
James Cook's out against Detroit. One of Jen Piacenti's player props is the under or less on the rushing total for James Cook,
depending on your platform. I like Bijan. I like Bijan a lot. I wouldn't. Kamara, I know Fabs is very on the fence about this week, though. Not expecting much from Kamara.
I have him. I'm playing him, but if I get 12 points again, I wouldn't be shocked. Let's hope not.
All right. Looking for help with running back, full point PPR, 16-team league. Breece Hall or ETN? It's Breece.
Yep.
Malcolm Merriweather is looking for Hurts or Jaden Daniels.
Ooh, I mean, this is interesting because Hurts has got the Steelers, and that is not what you would call a favorable matchup.
I'm going Daniels.
I think I'm going Daniels here.
Mm-hmm. I am too, against the Saints defense. Yes, please. Yep. In all the different ways he could attack them. Mm-hmm. This one's interesting. Tyrone Tracy or Rachaad White.
If I knew that Bucky was not going to play or was going to be limited, I would go Rachaad White all day long. I am trying to avoid that Buccaneers backfield because I just do not know what the rotation is going to look like. The matchup's not great. I'm going Tracy. Yeah, I'm going Tracy. I cross your fingers. I don't love him either.
God, those are two unfortunate matchups for two backs that otherwise very playable. Yep. Chad, good morning. Hello. 2 different leagues. Kyler Murray or Justin Herbert?
Murray.
Playing him in one and done. So fingers crossed, Chad. You and I are in this together. And Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield?
Jordan Love.
Before. What is your why are we moving off of Baker?
Chargers.
Really that much? He's been so good this year.
The Chargers. I know, but I mean,
what do we say? We always say good offense beats good defense.
I don't know. Was that the case last week with Mahomes, mid-Holmes against the Chargers? He had 13 points.
What did Joe Burrow do against the Chargers?
Joe Burrow is an MVP candidate if his team didn't stink. He is so much better than Love or Mayfield. It's ridiculous.
Well, understood. But in fantasy, Mayfield has been consistently good for us. Jordan Love has
not lately.
Okay. Did we make this one already? Love Mayfield? Are we fighting about that one?
Too. Let's do this is our third one.
God,
Love and Mayfield.
All right.
These
are not for food. More. This is just like a who wins more, and then that's
it's for food because you got 2 DoorDashes on me. I got to catch up.
Got it.
Then I owe you like a week if I lose them all.
Eagles or Falcons?
Eagles, because no Pickens. But I do like the Falcons if you're desperate. And they also have the Giants next week in Atlanta if you're looking ahead and you have a bye this week.
Yeah, always looking ahead. I'm just kidding. I do not have the bandwidth for that, but we should always be looking ahead. Hola to you as well, Napoleon. TJ Hawkinson or Laporta? Going Hawk. God,
Hawk. Yep.
You guys, like Laporta feels like in the playoffs. Like, I don't know if you could play him. Like what?
I know.
Like we've not chosen him once, and it's Laporta.
Yeah, it's just better options.
Is what it is. So. Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you very much, Napoleon. Appreciate you always being with us and for your constant support. Malcolm, Marvin Harrison Jr. or Jameson Williams?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
I don't know. I love that Lions Bills matchup. I think it's going to be a shootout. They got to throw the ball.
See,
I think
they're not been great against perimeter receivers. I'm just saying. So, I'm sorry.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
New England has not been good against perimeter receivers.
I mean, I get it. You have a lot of faith in somebody that's given us no reason to have faith in him.
I'm not saying I have faith. I just like the matchup better, and I think he'll get more volume in terms of targets than Jameson.
Will they be caught? Because that matters. I think I'm going Jameson in that case. Sleek. Brees, Pacheco, DK, Mooney,
only
standard,
need one.
Fabs.
Yeah, Brees. Listen, if Pacheco has a good game today, then I'll have been wrong a couple of times today. I don't have a lot of faith in him right now. I hope, for fantasy manager's sake that he has a good game. But again, if Brees wasn't playing the Jags, if this was like a really bad matchup, I'd maybe fade him. But I mean, he practiced in full on Friday, and I just don't like any of the other options. And this is standard, so I'd rather go with the running back if I can.
Yeah. Brees Hall is 36th in the NFL in rush EPA on the season. He's 23rd in rushing yards. He's tied for 25th in yards per carry and only has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. So if we're looking at just standard, I think I'm going Pacheco over Brees because we know he's getting the volume. Their success rate's going to be high. I don't think that that's the case for the Jets this week. And Brees has consistently needed that pass catching asset in order to succeed for us. So Pacheco is my answer in this one.
Jacob, what's up?
Okay.
Boy, there's so much Brees Hall.
Risk starting Brees Hall.
Good reason.
Or start Devontae Smith. I'm down bad, crying at the gym. Did he get that reference or not? Cup and Purdy did not get it done for Jacob. Okay, so we're also
bad at the gym.
Okay, again, I fully anticipated he wasn't going to get my Taylor Swift reference. So we're looking for upside here because Cup and Purdy just let us down.
I know. I don't like
points out of them total.
I don't like Devontae Smith against Pittsburgh. I don't think that's going to be like this high-scoring game. Pittsburgh's defense has got to step up. I'm going Brees Hall. I just don't love Devontae's. What has Devontae Smith done this year?
He's been out. He's been back for like a week. He's been on the field for a minute.
But when he's played, he hasn't been consistent at
They
all.
practiced team celebrations this week. Their mojo is going to be great. Like they've come together. Kumbaya. Devontae Smith is Devontae. I'm joking about the first. I'm not. They did do that. I'm being sarcastic about whether or not that's going to make them gel. I'm going Devontae. You need upside. Devontae has the potential in an offense that's good to just smash. I know that the Steelers are a better defense than the one that Brees Hall is facing, but you need to make up. I don't know if Brees has the ability to make up. That's me. Next one. Thank you very much, Jacob.
Hey.
Christopher. Question
What's
1.
Up, buddy?
Oh, I love it when they're numbered. Like I have lots. Okay, get ready. I got my pen ready. JSN, Pollard, or DJ Moore?
JSN.
Over Pollard?
3 good options, though. 3 very good options.
Okay. It's half point. Should have included that part. Does that change it?
No.
Okay. Sincere, Swift, or Odunze? It's not Swift.
Sincere for sure. It ain't Swift because Swift is questionable. We don't know if he's going to play. And he didn't practice like most of the week, so I'm not messing with that.
Well, I wouldn't play Swift anyway. Odunze, There's no telling who they're going to go to there. And then Mooney or Harrison Jr.
Harrison Jr. by a hair. Harrison Jr.
I was like,
And
where are you going with
you,
this? Bio what?
Christopher. We appreciate you. Yes. Mid and cringe, just keep them coming. I love it.
Fabs especially appreciates any reference to mid and cringe so that he feels like someone is doing this. Like it's a full Mean Girls situation when they're like, stop it. Stop trying to make fetch happen. That's how I feel.
Are you
like
the mean
Fabs.
girl? You're the mean girl. That's what it is.
I'm just again saying a popular pop culture line that goes way over your head.
You know what I want to know?
Attention to it, but
this time I have my Yingling and we haven't gotten a question yet.
Yeah, she's
Where
here.
is she?
She's here. She's here. We just haven't gotten to her. Okay, we did Hawkinson Laporta and we picked Hawkinson. So the next up is going to be Larry, James Cook, or JSN. It's 1.5 points.
JSN. Yeah,
and a quarter yard per carry.
I don't love Cook today. I'm going JSN.
A quarter point per carry is interesting.
Yeah, but you also get an extra half a point for a catch.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mahomes or Mayfield, PPR?
Mahomes. Mid Holmes.
Knicks or Herbert?
Knicks.
We're looking for 2 wide receivers here from Debbie. It's DJ Moore. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hi. DJ Moore, Cooper, Flowers, Waddle, James. You're not paying attention at all, and it's not on the screen, so there's no way for you to know this. Okay, follow 2 wide receivers and a tight end.
These things down. All right, go ahead.
Jeez,
Slowly.
oh, criminy, bro. We're fast. We're moving fast. Okay. DJ Moore, Cooper, Flowers, Waddle, Jamison Williams.
DJ Moore for sure. Okay. How many do we need? 2
wide receivers.
Okay.
One more.
So DJ Moore is for sure one.
Okay.
And Waddle, Zay Flowers.
Jamison Williams, Zay Flowers. Okay. And then a tight end here. Andrews or Laporta?
Andrews.
Okie dokie. All right.
Where are we?
Yeah, I think we're just going to have to call it a day for technical difficulties purposes because I don't know what's going on here. Doug, if you just want to pick one towards the end, that would be great so that we could just try to get through a few more.
Oh, there we go. We got it.
Okay, picking Taco 2, DK Metcalf. Good. Okay, Fabs. It's 9:50. We got to go. Picking 2, DK Metcalf. Stop talking. DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, Devontae Adams.
Metcalf is out.
Okay, next. Nickel. Half-point PPR. Jaden Reed, McConkey, Tyreek Hill, Jacoby. 1.
Tyreek.
Okay. Full-point PPR. 1 wide receiver, 2 flex. Marvin Harrison Jr., Cook, BTJ, Ridley.
BTJ.
All righty. I will do 2 more. McCormick or Tracy?
The big elbow, baby. Tracy. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I go McCormick. Flex. Taylor, Higgins, Stevenson. I'm guessing this is Jonathan Taylor. I don't think there's another Taylor. Higgins.
Yeah, if it's PPR, I'm going to go Higgins, which it is. I'm going Higgins.
Stevenson has a pretty good matchup this week.
He does. Yep. They're all 3 good plays.
Ladder or JSN?
JSN. What's up, Steve?
Bigsby, Etienne, or Dobbs?
Bigsby.
Yes, I support that. BTJ or Pacheco in the flex?
BTJ.
Okay. I feel like we're cooking now. Malik Neighbors or is there a JSB that I'm missing or is it JSN?
I'm guessing JSN and it's JSN for me. What's up, Colton? Yeah.
Okay. Full point PPR. Yep. I can get behind that answer. Tua, Nix,
Gosh.
or Kyler. 6 points for passing and rushing, half-point PPR.
Kyler.
Yeah. My one and done choice is excited to hear that you like him over Nix, who was weirdly your answer for a lot of different people today. Okay. Ray. Okay. I mean, Nix has been great this year. It's just like an obvious must start in the fantasy playoffs, top 12 quarterback. I don't know. Start 2 here. James Cook, Pacheco, Tracy, or AJ. So it's AJ.
So start 2, AJ Brown is definitely in your lineup. And the other one, geez, Louise, that one's tough. I don't love Pacheco. I'll go Pacheco over Cook. How about that? I'll make Lindsay happy.
So, because Cook has been more consistently good for us this season. I realize Pacheco hasn't been in for most of the season, but like, what are we overreacting a little bit to like a game from James Cook?
No, I mean, he's playing Detroit. Detroit's defense is pretty good against the run and running.
I know,
backs.
but you also understand that Buffalo is going to be in this game. Like, again, going back
no,
to like,
no question.
Like
no
when
question,
the Bills
no
played
question.
the Rams and like, you know, everyone eats and we just score a ton. That's kind of what I'm expecting for that environment. So I think we might be a little bit undervaluing. In this particular case, I think I go James Cook. James Cook is part of the reason you're in the playoffs. Like, you don't need to pivot off of that.
All right. Agreed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Chris
Another
Boswell,
one.
Harrison Butker.
Why do you have 2 kickers? Boswell's like the number 1 kicker in fantasy football. I don't know how people. I mean, listen, Butker has a better matchup, and if you're going to keep 2 kickers and you're going to play the matchups, Butker's got the better matchup today. But the weather might be kind of crappy, and I know it's cold. I was texting with my buddy Nathan Segura, who's the voice of the Browns, and he said that it's been a little windy and kind of cold, but it's not really raining there. So take that for what you will. Butker has a better matchup.
Boswell's been kicker number 1.
Awesome. He's been awesome. Yeah,
I would go Boswell. Awesome. I just continue to ride the guy that got you here, unless there's like a really glaring reason that you have to move off of him. So that's where I would go. Okay, I need to go find Matthew Wright and figure out if I have him in any leagues. So I'm really glad that we had that conversation.
We did. I got the beer today, and she didn't.
Sharon,
get to her.
Sharon, we didn't get to your question. I'm so sad that didn't happen, but shout out to you on this side. Shout out to you. He brought the yin.
I tried.
Thank you guys so much for being with us. Real quick, we're giving away a helmet again because it's the season of giving.
Yes.
So if you are a fan of the Detroit Lions, that's pretty rad.
Or a fan of helmets like me.
You can win this. Hopefully you're a fan of our podcast. And that's pretty much what we need you to say that you are in order to win that helmet. So you need to go hit follow, subscribe to the podcast on whatever podcast platform that you listen on. That's the Fantasy Dirt Podcast. Screenshot proof that you are a subscriber to the podcast. And then hit like the 5-star button on Spotify. You can't leave a written review. Screenshot that as well. If you can leave a written review on Apple, go ahead and do so. And then screenshot that. So screenshot 2 things: that you're a subscriber to the podcast and you have left a review. And then send it to us in some social media form. And we will enter you into a raffle to win that helmet. There she is.
We got her.
Hello.
Sharon.
Tyreek. Let's help her out real quick. Tyreek, JSN, Evans, Higgins, pick 2.
Wow, you are loaded, my friend. Evans and Tyreek, and good luck. I'm not going to drink a beer on X.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, look at him with the cap on, like cheersing you as if he's okay. Thank you for being with us, you guys. Have a great day. Pray for fantasy points. I hope you guys win all of your matchups. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks all.